There are a couple of really great studies that have been published a couple of years ago, two separate ones, one on females, one on males, looking at the fact that with an infertility diagnosis, people who had an infertility diagnosis had an increased risk of all-cause mortality 10 years later. So imagine that. Because they were diagnosed with infertility and those factors were not addressed in the way that I've just talked about now, that increased their risk of diabetes, cardiovascular disease, cancer diagnoses, and of course, increased death in the longer term. So imagine this. We bypass these issues. We go into IVF. We don't need to worry about it. We get our baby. And then what? We die before we get to see them graduate, before we get to see them get married, before we get to see them have children. Or worse, we become a burden because we have been left like some kind of vegetable as a result of a stroke or a cardiovascular incident or whatever it is, right? So it's hard to hear that. It's hard to look at that in the face. But these are the consequences of not understanding what is causing infertility, miscarriage, failed treatments, not just to you personally, but to your prospective family, to your possible future family as well.